Alright guys, what's up? This video we're gonna make a tier list on all the chapters, or not chapters, arcs of One Piece up to, as of right now, up to Wano. I inspired this based on, I was thinking about it the other day, about my favorite arcs of One Piece, and I'm actually gonna make a video soon about the recent chapters because they're actually going kind of crazy right now. But yeah, again, this is my opinion, but my opinion's right, so you already know the vibes. Even if it's my opinion's right. But yeah, first off, Drum Island. This is when they met Chopper, right? I mean, like, Warple wasn't that good of a villain, but I don't think the purpose of the arc necessarily needed a Warple. I think what we got from the arc was still pretty memorable. Luffy carrying Sanji and Nami. Everything Chopper. I mean, I fell in love with Chopper from this arc. I think this was one of Chopper's best arcs. Maybe even the best, but don't quote me on that. I might have to run my mind through the rest of these arcs. But we got a lot of highlights from some of the from a lot of the characters. Not all of them, but I think we got some pretty good highlights. And again, Chopper was pretty good. The purpose, his backstory was very interesting. I think I'm gonna put a B for now. I'm gonna put a B for now because it wasn't really bad. It wasn't like a really bad arc. But it wasn't like top tier One Piece arcs, you feel me? So I think I'm gonna put it here for now. Like maybe A, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it B. Alright, Alabasta. Alright, so I actually did not like Alabasta. Like I know y'all can hate me. Y'all can hate me. I wasn't a fan of Alabasta. I was not a fan. I thought we had some pretty cool fights though. Sanji, Mr. 2, Zoro, Mr. 1. They were pretty good fights. I liked Crocodile. I think Crocodile still to this day is a very interesting villain. How Luffy's fight against him though did not make any sense to me. I feel Luffy should have lost it, but I think for like starting off, like the Grand Line, I think this is a pretty good arc to start off. They introduced some pretty cool characters. Ace. It kind of like placed. I think this is like the start of like One Piece being not just following the adventures of Luffy, but like it really, like the world building really took off, especially towards the end of Alabasta. I believe, wasn't this when they were talking about when we first get introduced to the warlords during the end of Alabasta, or we see the rest of the warlords during the end of Alabasta? So the world building was very, very good. The fights were very, very good. The story itself is alright. I think Crocodile's whole entire like organization, I thought they were alright characters, except for Mr. 2, Mr. 2 Goat. But the rest of them are pretty forgetful. That Zoro Luffy fight though was pretty interesting, but still it was like So Alabasta, I'm also probably gonna give it a B. I'm gonna have to give it a B because I'm not gonna say I definitely think Alabasta was better than Drum Island. Yeah, Alabasta definitely got better than Drum Island. Jaya. I'm gonna keep it a $1.50. The hyena, whatever that dude's name called, the jackal, the hyena, whatever. The dude with the springy joint, bruh. Bellamy. Sorry, I was tripping. I thought Bellamy, and at least in this arc, Bellamy was not that good. I think the only highlight of this was Blackbeard, and even then, it was alright. We got again, the only highlight was that we got to see Blackbeard for the first time. Other than that, Skypiea, I was not a fan of Skypiea. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was not a fan of Skypiea. Ooh, Do I think Skypiea is worse than Jaya though? Well, let me talk about Skypiea real quick. I was not a fan of Skypiea. I thought I watched the anime during this time. I didn't start getting into the manga until around Dressrosa, like halfway through Dressrosa is when I started reading the manga. But Skypiea, it dragged on for far too longer than I liked. It was pretty forgetful up until Eno Inaru, however you want to call him. But Inaru himself is pretty cool design-wise. He has a pretty cool devil fruit. But still, like, I was not a fan of Skypiea. We did get to see a lot of the parts have some pretty good fights. But still, I think it's like out of like the big main arcs, I definitely think Skypiea is the worst. But again, do I think it's worse than Jaya though? Nah. I don't think it's worse than Jaya. I don't think it's worse than Jaya. And again, I don't think they're bad arcs. Like, let me just preface that. I don't think One Piece arcs are bad. They're just alright. Like, the worst One Piece arcs are alright, which is still pretty good. Foxy, garbage. I thought it was thriller. Not thriller. I thought it was filler when I first started watching One Piece. I didn't think that this was, like, I thought I accidentally watched that filler. I didn't think this was an actual arc. It was really unneeded. I'm not a fan. Except when Zoro and Sanji did the football joint. That joint was fire. But other than that, I'm not a fan. Alright, Waterseven. Waterseven is a top arc. I usually group it with Enies Lobby. Actually, I usually group Waterseven and Enies Lobby together. But since they're separate here, I guess I'll talk about them separately. Waterseven was very, very interesting. Like, all these different like setups for Enies Lobby. Like, it's a setup arc, but still, the setup arc was very interesting. The mystery surrounding Waterseven. They introduced some of like the best characters. I think this is some of the best character development for Usopp. That Usopp Luffy fight was amazing. They introduced Frankie. I really like Frankie. Yeah, Waterseven is very good. Set up Robin. Enies Lobby, come on now. Enies Lobby has some of the best fights in the series. Every one of the Straw Hats got their time in the limelight. Introduction of Gear Second, which is, I think, one of Luffy's coolest. I think that one and Gear 4 Snake Man are still his coolest transformations. It's just overall, Enies Lobby was just a fantastic arc. We got the introduction of Diablo Jambe. Like, come on now, tons of iconic moments. Enies Lobby is just like that. The leaving of the Mary, like, come on, man, it's a tearjerker. Amazing fights, character development on point. I think the Luffy-Lucci fight was still pretty good, but I think this is like the start. I think, again, I was referencing to Alabasta as the start of like fights Luffy should not have won. He definitely should have won Skypiea because, again, he was a direct counter to Enel. But Enies Lobby, debatable if he should have won that fight against Lucci, but still, the Lucci fight was still amazing. You basically like felt with the characters of like especially when they're like, Usopp burned down the flag. He said, you're declaring war on the real government. That's crazy. He said, Usopp, burn the flag. Or, I'm sorry, he said, Sojuki, he said, I'm on it. Burn the flag. Like, that joke was amazing. Like, you were really hyped like watching this arc. It was still a very, very good arc. Post Enies Lobby. Not gonna cover this too much. We just got to see Thousand Sunny. Frankie joined. Introduction to Garp. We get to see Kobe again. It's alright. It was alright for what it was. I think it showed like some of the new powers in play. I think it was another like just world building arc. Again, it's because of Skypiea. I might put Skypiea. I think I'm really underselling Skypiea. It was just a personal. I don't like Skypiea, but if you look at it like objectively, I'm underselling Skypiea. I think Posini is better than Jaya. Again, Posini's wasn't bad. The world, I think it's just used for world building, which is pretty cool. Thriller Bark. All right. I usually did not like Thriller Bark. I thought Thriller Bark, like, I think when I first watched the like post time skip or pre time skip One Piece, Thriller Bark was definitely the lowest on the list. I thought it was very, very boring up until the fight with Moria, and then the stuff that happened with Zoro. Now I appreciate it a lot more. I appreciate a lot of humor. It was like very humorous. Introduced Brooke, which is pretty cool. Perona, which goes into play. We got to see some more like characters that usually get underrepresented in main arcs. Time to shine. I'm looking at Usopp. The fight against Cars. Is his name Cars? Or I'm thinking of Cars from JoJo's. But the big dude, he that was pretty cool because again we get to see all the characters have their limelight. Luffy going to his nightmare mode was kind of corny. I'm not gonna cap with you. I thought it was pretty corny, but still, it was still some pretty good fights. There was a lot on the line with him taking the shadows, which is pretty cool. So again, they had something. It wasn't like them just on an adventure. I mean, it wasn't on an adventure, but they kind of had like a basis of why they needed to do what they do. And don't forget, Bartholomew Kuma, Zoro, nothing happened. That was a pretty fire. That was pretty fire. I think that was a highlight of the arc. For Thriller Bark, though, definitely right here. Definitely right here. If I was to say it back in the day, I'd probably put Thriller Bark like around here, but Thriller Bark's definitely right there. Saba Odi. I think Saba Odi was pretty important. I think Saba Odi is like right here. And I'll tell you, I think Saba Odi is really important because I think Saba Odi was the biggest setup arc for the next like generation of One Piece, showing that because again, the Straw Hats basically plowed through stuff with relative ease. And I feel Saba Odi Thriller Bark was that first point where like, hold up now. Y'all ain't the strongest. Y'all ain't the strongest no more. And again, we get introduced to Kizaru, some of the admirals, the worst generation, the Celestials. Like again, world building on point. Rayleigh, so was Rayleigh. Yeah, Saba Odi was really good. I'm not sure this is the original Saba Odi, right, and not Return to Saba Odi. I believe. Yeah, this is the first part. The first time with the Saba Odi. Yeah, I think it was still very good. The part where Luffy process Celestial, that shit went in black and white. Like, that's giving me like that vibes from Fire Force when Biggie Maru hit that thing in the chest. It's like that joke was cool. But yeah, I think Saba Odi, in terms of like the world building arcs, I think Saba Odi was the most important world building arc that basically laid the foundation of you seeing these Straw Hats like mow through people, and they're no longer gonna mow through people. Like we finally reached a point where Straw Hats ain't the strongest. Romance Dawn. A lot of my friends don't like Romance Dawn. I think it's like around here. Cause I think like right here. I think Romance Dawn. Yeah, and you get the introduction to Luffy, his backstory, Zoro, Nami, like the original 5. Zoro, Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, Usopp. We get introduced in the buggy, Zoro. I think Arlong was the best part about Romance Dawn, because we had a lot of writing on it. Same thing, I think. Let me make sure. Yeah, that. Okay. All right. So. Okay, so they split up. My fault. So they split up Whiskey Peak from Alabasta. Alright. That's good to know. They split up Whiskey Peak and Little Garden from Alabasta. Alright. I just wanted to make sure that they. Oh, okay. So now, I'm sorry. I was looking at how they split it up. All right, so Romance Dawn is just Luffy Zora. So knowing that, or Romance Dawn is actually just Luffy. So knowing that, I think it's around here. It's not really okay. Okay. So if it's just Luffy, it's eh. I mean, Alvida wasn't really a villain. He kind of just one-shots Alvida. Zoro, it was nice to see, like, Zoro flex. But still, it's Amazon Lily. I completely forgot this was an arc. Amazon Lily definitely... Alright, so, like, it's not bad. Amazon Lily isn't bad. I think it's actually pretty good. But it's like to see like the disposition of Luffy going from like, oh, I'm so sad Sabaody to hear it. It's all right. Again, introduction of Boa Hancock sets up for Impelled Down, which we're about to talk about next. So yeah, it's all right. Impelled Down though. Impelled Down definitely an S tier. Impelled Down, we had some really big highlights. Introduction of... Actually, no, they do that in Amazon Lily. I forgot specifically whether or not it was Amazon Lily or Impelled Down. But showing Blackbeard off as a new warlord. Talking about him being captured. Ooh, that was Amazon Lily. Where they talk about him being captured by Ace. And that's when I went to Impelled Down. Knowing that, that's probably around here. Because that Ace of Blackbeard fight really just saved it. But Impelled Down, like Luffy breaking into prison was fire. Mr. 2, Go, Magellan, and his assistant. I forgot the name of his assistant, Magellan, Go. Really cool parts. Impelled Down was overall just a really cool place to be in. Ivankov talking about Dragon, like Impelled Down was pretty good. Impelled Down was pretty good. Marineford, I mean, come on now. Come on now. Do I even have to talk about Marineford? Like y'all know the sauce. Y'all know the sauce. Whitebeard Pirates plus Luffy, Crocodile, and a couple others versus the Marines. And Blackbeard went to the Marines. Like, come on, do I need to say less? Introduction of Doflamingo. We gotta see some more Law. Amazing fights. Whitebeard is a G. I'm sorry, I might have said Blackbeard. Whitebeard Pirates. Whitebeard is a G. The twist at the end involving Blackbeard and Whitebeard. Like, come on now. Come on. Do I even have to say any more? Like, y'all already know Marineford like that. Y'all already know Marineford like that. Post-war. Ooh, post-war. I don't think post-war is bad. Let me just say that. I don't think post-war is bad. Like, this is, like, still alright. Like, BC definitely still alright region. It's definitely not bad. It's definitely not BC region. It might be BA, though. It might be BA. Because, again, it's just another world-building arc. Was it the best world-building arc we got? I definitely got to put right here. Definitely got to put post-war right here. Because I believe post-war we just saw what happened to the remainder of the Whitebeard Pirates. Jinbei smacking some sense in the Luffy. To training arc with a lot of the Straw Hats. Ooh, but now that I think of that, I think it's definitely... I think it's definitely like this. Yeah, I'll definitely say it like this. Alright, Return to Sabaody. I think Return to Sabaody was definitely like here. An introduction. I think it is the best introduction. I think it was better than... Because I think Fishman Island was just Return to Sabaody Part 2 in terms of how they just reintroduced the characters. But Return to Sabaody, you just got to see all the Straw Hats return and flex about how strong they got. Usopp no longer, kind of no longer a crybaby. This is overall, it's just a power flex. All their teammates coming in that they've been with for 2 years, or the 3 years, 2 3 years, I forget. Coming back in, mad strong. It cemented Luffy, Zoro, Sanji as those guys. Overall, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Fishman Island. All right. I love the idea behind Fishman Island, the philosophies that it carries about shoot, what's his name? The redfish, Tiger. I forgot his name, but like the fishermen and like their philosophies. I enjoyed that a lot. I think it was the highlight of it. Everything else about Fishman though was not good. I didn't really like Horty's character. I didn't really like how they dealt with Horty. I definitely didn't appreciate them talking about the giant arc and the Sea Kings when I watched it as much as I do now. Red Hawk was interesting that he used it underwater at the very least. I think it kind of just nerfed them back. Like Return to Sabaody, we saw like they're pretty much that guy because the Pacifistas gave him such a hard time in Sabaody. Return to Sabaody, Pacifista, and then Luffy kind of like toying around with Horty, like even though like we just saw Zoro basically one shot Horty, so it was kind of like eh. So Fishman, I might have to put right here. I think like just the philosophy about it, like the Fishman on the arc, the backstory behind it alone, carries Fishman up to this point. Punk Hazard. Ooh, Punk Hazard. So out of the main arcs, I think Punk Hazard definitely the worst. I think it's versus Skypiea. I think Punk Hazard versus Skypiea. I think the only highlights about it is Law Luffy Alliance, introduction to Dressrosa, and eventually Kaido. But overall, I think them switching bodies, I think that kind of carried on for a bit too long. The Virgo v Smoker and Law fight was pretty good. And a reintroduction about Kiji after he's talked about what happened to him via post-war was pretty cool. I think Zoro finally telling Luffy, like, bro, stop playing around, bro. Like, we in a different game now. Like, y'all, you need to stop playing around. I thought that was pretty interesting. And Luffy still decided to play around because Caesar really wasn't that powerful, or shouldn't have gave him as much as a trouble as he did. So yeah, Punk Hazard is it's alright. It's alright. Yeah, it's definitely the worst like main arc. Alright. Dressrosa. Dressrosa gotta be an A tier. Dressrosa definitely A tier. I think the setup for the second part of Dressrosa took a bit too long. But the whole entire arena introduction to Sabo, entire mystery behind the toys, everything about Doflamingo is fire. Doflamingo and the Don Quixote family, I think, is really, really cool. A lot of the grudge. It was pretty cool. But again, I think the setup for the second part of Dressrosa just took way too long for it to be compared to like these three arcs. And what we did get in the second part of Dressrosa, again, didn't. I don't. In my opinion, doesn't feel like the warrant of the setup from the first part of Dressrosa. Zoe, again, another setup arc. Nothing too special. But I think it's right here. Yeah, it really wasn't not too special. Whole Cake though. Whole Cake, I thought it was pretty good. Whole Cake was pretty good because finding out, like, actually, like, seeing Sanji's backstory was pretty cool. The Germa, like, the first time actually seeing, like, a Yonko in, like, 200 episodes since Whitebeard. So seeing, like, a Yonko, who's arguably may or may not be still in their prime, was pretty cool. You got to see Beiji, right? His name is Beiji, the gangster pirate. Um, yeah, Hokigo Island was still pretty interesting. Better than just the rest of them? Nah. But it was still pretty good. Orange Town, the one with Buggy. I think it's better than Romance Dawn. Again, not a whole lot from it. It kind of their introduction to Nami. Yeah. Uh, so Reverie is definitely like that setup for the next it's for like the next big event post Wano that's gonna come up. Again, it was a setup. I thought it was pretty good. Not the best setup. Definitely gonna have to be right there. Reverie, I think, is right here. Wano like that. Wano like that. Everything about Wano has been amazing. Even for as long as it's been, Wano's been amazing, and every single chapter that Oda drops just keeps getting better and better. Wano's fantastic. Everything about Wano's fantastic. Odin, the story behind him, the 13 Scabbards, CP0 coming, the worst generation all conjugating into Wano. Kaido, Big Mom, Blackbeard may be there too. Like, it's still very good. Still a very good arc. Pretty good arc. I'm gonna have to wait till it finishes to see what it is. But as right now, it's definitely right here. It might move up to here depending on how the arc goes. Because I think any Lobby and Marineford are just those arcs. But it might be impelled down. Syrup Village. The introduction of Usopp, the one dude with that was a cat. I thought it was pretty interesting. 1, 2, 3, Django. Is that how it went? 1, 2, Django. 1, 2, 3, Django. Michael Jackson quote. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good arc. Again, highlight of Usopp, one of his many highlights. But other than that, it was alright. It was better, definitely better than Orange Town. I'll probably put Syrup Village right there. The Baratier. I think the Baratier was one of the best of like those early arcs. I still say there's day is a done Krieg. Like that don't fire. I think seeing like them talking about the Grand Line was really dope. It was like Don Krieg was that guy. He went to the Grand Line and got smoked. The introduction of Sanji, I think this is like one of Sanji's coolest moments as a character, was from Baratier. Overall, it was just a very good arc. Hawkeye, how can I not forget about Zoro and Hawkeye? Mihawk. Like, come on now. Those Jones are fire. Zoro swearing that he will never lose, and I don't think he's only lost one fight after this, arguably against Kuma and Sabaody. So yeah, Arlong Park I think is the best. I said Brody was one of the best. Arlong Park definitely the best. I think it's better. Everything about Arlong was dope. Like Nami's hatred, Nami's backstory is one of the better backstories. I should do a tier list on the one on the Straw Hat backstories. If you want that, tell me. I will. But I think it's definitely one of the best. Again, Arlong, fantastic villain. And then when we learned about like why he did what he did from Fishman, it just accentuated my love for Arlong. Nami doing what she needed to do, very good. Log Town, the grand send off. It was alright. I mean, introduction on Dragon and Smoker. I still think Kishiki? Nah, not Kishiki. Kashigi, my fault. Kashigi, I think she still saw Monk because there was backstory about like she fell down the how she died. She fell down the stairs and died. Like I think that's a bit. I think it's a bit suspect. I think that's a bit suspect. But still, we'll take it. We'll take it with a grain of salt. I think Logtown is pretty interesting. I didn't like that kind of show like I like the fact that like Luffy was just like some random kid that had a dream. I think that was pretty cool. I think Logtown like where Luffy was just genetically that guy. I didn't like that about it, but I think it's still. I gotta say, Logtown definitely right here. I think Logtown right there. Alabasta Mountain. Alabasta Mountain was with the whale, right? I think Alabasta Mountain, it was alright. Crocus, all that stuff, alright. Whiskey Peak, I accidentally grew this name of Alabasta, my fault, but Whiskey Peak was dope. Seeing Zoro mess people up, that was dope. Pretty dope stuff. And then the Zoro Luffy fight, yeah, it was so pretty dope. Little Garden, I wasn't a fan. I mean, I talk about giants in it, but I still wasn't a fan. And yeah, that's about it for my my tier list. I mean, looking back in it now, I might put Dressrosa up. I might be underselling Dressrosa Whole Cake, but I think this is probably the best. I think these 4 arcs definitely stand above the rest of the arcs by a general margin. But if there was like an S/S/A tier, I think these 2 would definitely be in there. I'd probably keep Waterseven South by OD in here. I actually would put Drum Island right here. Again, I you love Drum Island, so that just might be bias showing for here. For the most part, yeah, I think this is probably how I would rank the tier list. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. If you have a difference in the tier list, go ahead, tell me what's up. And then I'd love to hear your opinion, talk about it.